Welcome to Future Proof Human, the podcast about thriving in the age of AI, chaos, and change. Those of you joining us for the first time, you may be asking, what is this podcast is all about? We celebrate us, the human species, and our unique capabilities. Folks, once again, our humanity is at the crossroad. AI revolution is unfolding, and there is tremendous anxiety around it. Forecast of massive unemployment, AI wiping out human, rich getting richer, and poor getting even poorer. In this podcast, we try to address how to become future proof human, remain relevant, and resilient in the age of AI. I'm your host, Bashir Ahmed, and together we will explore what makes us uniquely human in a world shaped by technology. Throughout history, every generation has faced disruption. We are not the first one, yet we have always adapted, and we will do so again. Our machines may be getting faster and smarter, but they will never beat us in empathy, love, or the spark of creativity that drives us. We are a resilient nation, emotional. Yes, we cry at each other's sorrow, and we laugh at each other's joyful moment. And we are even capable of making intentional mistakes. Yes, sometimes we can intentionally sabotage somebody. We make mistakes, something no algorithm can ever truly understand how that works. Well, this is your guide to embracing change, staying human, and become future proof. In today's episode, we will discuss the AI disruption and the fear factor. We will explore why uncertainty shakes us so deeply, what the COVID 19 pandemic revealed about our fragile systems, why burnout is skyrocketing, and how we can transform fear into fuel for resilience. Let's start with this timeless reminder. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. If there is one thing humans crave, it is certainty. Knowing the paycheck arrives on Friday, believing our kids will be safe tomorrow, expecting the world we wake up to tomorrow will look a lot like today's. But here's the reality of the 21st century. Uncertainty is the new normal. Change is not new. The speed and scale of disruption today hit our nervous system differently. What feels like opportunity for some feels like chaos for most. Fear, not curiosity, often becomes the default reaction. In the early 2020, a microscopic virus reminded us how fragile our systems really are. Offices closed, schools went online, airlines grounded fleets, families locked themselves indoors. Entire industries collapsed overnight travel, hospitality, live events. For the first time in a century, life felt fragile, unmoored, and uncertain. And the shock was not the virus, it was the collapse of the illusion that life is predictable. Even before the pandemic, you know, the cracks were showing. Gallup research found that 76% of employees experienced burnout sometimes, and 28% reported feeling burned out very often or always. The pandemic turned those cracks into fractures. Why? Because when the ground beneath you is constantly shifting, your job feels unstable, your kid's schooling is uncertain, the news cycle screams catastrophe. Your brain burns massive amount of energy just trying to predict what comes next. That is exhausting. Humans are prediction machines. We rely on patterns to feel safe. When that pattern breaks, our stress soars. And the result anxiety, depression, disengagement. Millions did not quit because they were lazy, they quit because they were burned out, trying to function in a world of non stop uncertainty. Why does uncertainty shakes us so deeply? The answer is it comes down to our wiring. For most of human history, uncertainty meant dangers. A rustle in the grass could mean a lion, a cloudy sky could mean famine. Our ancestors survived by treating the unknown as a threat. That wiring hasn't changed. but our environment has. In today's world, lions are layoffs, the famines are automations or global disruptions, yet our nervous system still fire alarms, even when the threat is just an email from the boss or a headline about AI. We're built for stability in a world that no longer provides us. But there is some good news. Uncertainty does not have to paralyze us. We can train for it. The US Navy SEALs face uncertainty daily. Missions change by the hour. Plans collapse mid operation. Chaos is the default. How do they do it? They do it a technique called stress inoculation. Just as vaccine exposes you to a weakened virus so your body learns to fight the disease when you are attacked, the stress inoculation exposes your mind to controlled doses of chaos so you learn to stay calm under fire. SEAL recruits are thrown into freezing water, deprived of sleep, and tasked with impossible missions. The point is not cruelty, it is conditioning, teaching the brain to recognize fear, breathe through it, and act anyway. One SEAL summed it up: you don't rise up to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. The lesson for rest of us is resilience is not natural, it is practiced. Even with training, however, fear won't disappear, and that's okay. Fear is data. It tells us something matters. The real danger is letting the fear run the show, freezing, denying, or clinging to false certainty. That's how companies like Kodak and Blockbuster went from comfortable to irrelevant. So, how do we thrive in a world that won't slow down? Speed is exponential by shifting the role of fear. Fear can shut you down or it can wake you up. It's the same adrenaline, the same pounding heart. The difference lies in the story that you tell yourself. Let's look at it this way. The fear story is going to go like this: this is dangerous, avoid it. And if you turn that into fuel, the story is going to go like this: this is unfamiliar, lean into it. If you want to be a future proof human, don't try to eliminate fear. Try to alchemize it into fuel. Some key takeaways: the world ahead will not be predictable. That is the only certainty we have. But fear doesn't have to be the enemy, it can be your compass. Every time fear arises, from a new technology, a career pivot, or a global disruption, it is pointing to an area where growth is possible. So the winners of the 21st century won't be those who find certainty. They will be the ones who build resilience inside uncertainty. In our next episode, we will explore what separates those who crumble in uncertainty from those who rise. Spoiler: it is not the smartest or the most experienced, it is the most adaptable. Thanks for listening to The Future Proof Human. If today's episode resonated, share it with a friend. And remember, fear does not have to freeze you, it can